All right. I never vlog on my M50 because she's a big boy, but I love filming on it. I feel like the quality is so good. Let's pull up these cues. I'm gonna have to figure out how to go back. How do I look at old stories? What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a little old school Q&A video. I'm so happy I get to sit down and film this right now. I wasn't sure when I would have a minute to sit and film this, but Will's out of town and my mom's flight got canceled. So I have a little bit of time right now by myself to just sit down, chat with you guys, and answer some of your questions. I feel like I have a lot of new faces on here. I've just kind of been more confident in like my social media journey and just like, this is who I am, this is what I like to do, and I feel like it's showing in my content. So I definitely have some new faces around here. So I thought it would be fun to do a little Q&A so we can connect a little bit. You guys can get to know me a little bit better. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, make sure you go follow me over there. I try to post a story at least every day, and this is where I posted asking for questions. So make sure you follow me so that next time we do this, you guys can be included as well. But without further ado, I'm just kind of gonna get right into it. I feel like it's kind of split into like a few things. A lot of them are about my relationship with Will, wedding, moving to Florida, and then like a few personal ones. So I'll just kind of split it in down below. You guys will see I will split it into sections, and I'm just gonna kind of go through them. So let's get started with like moving questions, I guess. If you are new here, let me give a brief introduction. I'm Krista, I'm 25. I just moved to Tampa, Florida about 3 weeks ago now with my fiance, Will. We both work remote. I work as a data analyst, and we just thought it would be fun to kind of try out a new growing city. And we heard a lot of great things about Tampa. So we chose to come on down to Tampa, enjoy the Florida weather, and we are loving it so far. So definitely quite a few questions about that. Someone asked, if you could live anywhere else in the US, where would it be? Take away money and things like that. If I could just live anywhere else in the US, I definitely think I would choose like Manhattan, New York City. I feel like I have two vibes. It's like city and beach girl. Like I wanna be both. So I think I would enjoy experiencing that side of life for a little bit. I think that'd be really cool. We did consider New York. We chose to not go there due to prices, and just we know our quality of life would be cut a little bit there because our money wouldn't go as far. So we did choose against going kind of up north. But if money was no object, then I would definitely really like to try Manhattan living. But I don't really see that for me anytime, honestly, at this point in my life. Do you think you'll ever move back to North Carolina? This is so tough. My mom was like so upset that we were moving out of North Carolina. She's like, come back to Raleigh, really pushes for that. And I used to say yes. I used to say when the time comes in our 30s, when we want to have a family and do that chapter, then I feel like it's undeniable that being close to family is a really good idea. You have, you know, help and just that support system. So I'm gonna say never say never. For the longest time, that was part of my plan. But now that we're down here and we're kind of falling in love with it, I just don't know if we'll leave. It's just not something we have talked about. You never know what will happen with life, like I said, when you do reach that chapter of wanting to have a family. But I can pretty much tell you, definitely not until we reach that point in life. And then I think we would consider it. In an ideal world, our families would move to where we are, but we both have big families, so we can't ask them to leave everyone else just for us. But that would be ideal, that they just come to where we are, but we'll have to see. So for the foreseeable future, without babies, definitely not going back to NC. I lived there my whole life. I did 24 years there. I'm good. Maybe if I have a family. Would you recommend living in Raleigh? Also, any go-to food spots there? It's so hard when someone asks you if you recommend living in your hometown. I feel like how I feel about Raleigh is how most people feel about their hometown. Like it's just kind of like there. I know Raleigh has really good jobs. It's really up and coming. It has some cool spots for sure. It's a great place for young professionals. It has really good housing. So I think yes, it is a great place to live. It's just not for me. Like when I'm in Raleigh, I have this internal fear of running into someone that I went to high school with, you know? But if, you know, you're not from there and you're considering moving there, I do think it's a pretty cool place to live. Do I have any go-to restaurants? Morgan Street Food Hall is a really cool place. It's a food hall, obviously it's in the name. Barcelona Wine Bar is a chain, but I loved it. They had it in Charlotte too. It's a great like girls' night spot. Another really cool restaurant is Vidrio. It is just a really cool atmosphere inside. I feel like it's a good like date night spot. How is Tampa life so far? It's amazing. We have had a really good time. Someone else also asked, what is Tampa like and how is Franklin? So I'll just give like a little summary of everything. It is beautiful. It's definitely different than Charlotte. It's interesting because we probably live in the most walkable area. We live in the downtown area, but we still find ourselves, you know, having to take Ubers and stuff to go out. Whereas in Charlotte, the area we lived, everything was right there. I mean, you didn't go anywhere else. Like I lived in South End Charlotte and it was rare we left that area, honestly. So we would walk pretty much everywhere. Here, you know, you might have like a 15-minute Uber to where you're going out or dinner or whatever, but it's still walkable. You can walk to restaurants, but there's just more variety further out. It's a more spread out city, which I don't mind. It's just a different experience. It makes it feel bigger because it's more spread out, whereas Charlotte is very central. There's probably a few miles where everything just is. So it's cool. There's like different areas to go explore. I haven't even been to the beach yet. We've been here 3 weeks, haven't been to the beach yet, but I am planning to go tomorrow. We're gonna go to St. Pete, check that area out. There's just so many cool areas to check out. It's pretty much always sunny. We are in rainy season, so we get a thunderstorm maybe like once a day in the afternoon, but it's really not bad. Everyone here has been so nice. We've so easily made friends, which is kind of crazy. It's definitely something I was worried about. I don't know, I didn't think the people down here by any means would be rude, but it's cool because it being a new city, almost everyone we met has moved here from somewhere else. It's rare that I've met someone who's just lived in Tampa their whole life. Everyone wants to meet people. Everyone's open to talking, hearing your story, telling you their story, and just being friendly. So that has been a really nice experience, which I feel like in Charlotte, it was a little bit different. I feel like everyone there had friends that they went to college with or have lived there for a while. Whereas here, it almost seems like everyone's kind of starting fresh in a way. That's been really cool. How is Franklin adjusting? If you don't know, Franklin is my dog. He's 3 years old. He is doing really well, honestly. At first, he was definitely anxious being in a new area, and we are surrounded by some construction. He didn't like it first, but he's definitely adjusted. We have made some friends in our building that have dogs that we take them to the dog park together. We have 2 different dog parks within walking distance to us, so I try to take him there at least every afternoon to throw the ball, get his energy out, because in my old apartment we lived on the 1st floor, so we were in a courtyard, so I would let him out there every day to go play with the neighbor dogs. So I'm glad we have something equivalent here. We have to walk a few blocks, but we have a nice big space for him to get exercise and play with other dogs. There's a dog beach here that I took him to, and he freaking loved that. I was honestly surprised. He got right in the water, threw the ball, he went after it. So I think he is living his best life here because he has so much more to do. Like, he's not just living in my apartment, he just goes everywhere. The area we're in is so dog friendly, it's crazy. I mean, you can take him in to basically any store. Our first couple weeks here, every time I would go to Publix, I would notice there was dogs in there. And it turns out you can just bring your dog with you into Publix because they know it's so walkable that you're most likely walking to Publix. So yeah, I think he's living his best life. He's getting to experience new things, and I'm happy for him. Hardest part of your move to Florida? The hardest part was the fear of regret, I think, and fear of leaving my friends. I didn't worry about this at all until we were like moving away, literally physically driving away. I was like, oh shit, am I making a mistake? Like, I have a really good group of friends in Charlotte, and what if I don't meet friends and whatever? And it's been so easy. Don't get me wrong, my relationships with the people I've met here aren't quite on the level as those relationships were in Charlotte, but I've only been here 3 weeks, so there's so many chances to meet new people and explore. And like I said, there's good people here. So my fear and the hardest part was leaving my friends, but sometimes you just got to pull the trigger and do it to experience more life. Okay, now I'll go into like questions about my relationship, and then lastly we'll do like random personal questions. So first question, what does Will do? So Will is a data scientist. He does, honestly, I don't even know what he does. He codes, but we code in different languages. He codes in Python, and he does data science. I don't know, let's look up the definition of a data scientist. A data scientist uses statistics, scientific computing, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge from noisy, unstructured data. Yeah, he works with data. He can do some machine learning type stuff, and they use his data to inform decisions they make in the company. So he's also remote. He was hybrid in Charlotte, but he put in a special request and they approved him to go remote. So that's been great. He has a great job, great work-life balance. Very lucky. So we're in similar career paths, but we're in different industries, and his is a little bit different, more advanced than mine, honestly. When's the wedding? Great question. I don't know. I really don't. I wanted to move, get settled before I start any wedding planning. I feel like most people, when they get engaged, they're like, let's plan a wedding. I do not want to do that. The thought of planning a wedding stresses me out. Just everything about it, the money, the decisions, everything. I have decision fatigue. I don't want to do it. So we're just kind of coasting right now. We are chilling. It definitely will not be in 2024. That's all I will say. I'm gonna take some time to settle into our new life and just enjoy being engaged for a while. Maybe 2025, but we will have to see. I'll definitely take you guys along on the wedding planning series whenever that starts. I'm sure we'll go tour some venues or something in 2024. 2023, we're taking to relax and enjoy the engagement. How are you prepping or planning to prep for wedding planning? I feel like same thing. I'm just kind of chilling. I have, gone on Pinterest and started pinning some ideas, and we have an idea of where we want to get married. It's not in North Carolina or Florida. At least we're thinking somewhere a little bit different. So really the only prepping I'm doing right now is Pinterest, scoping out some venues just for fun, but nothing too serious, honestly. When the time comes, I know I will be a big spreadsheet girl. I will have budget. I will do all of that fun stuff. But for now, we're just living in the moment. How did you find the perfect love of your life? Things never go right with me and I've lost hope. I get that. I don't know. I feel like there's no rush, and I feel extremely shocked by the fact that I have met someone at 25 that I love so much. I always saw myself doing this later on in life. So, I would say the first thing I say is no rush. Don't lose hope. Your person is out there. There is love out there for everybody. How me and Will met is we were in line at a bar in Charlotte, Tiber Creek, if you know Charlotte. I saw him, thought he was cute, asked him if he was single. He said yes, bought me a drink, asked for my number. That was on a Friday, and then we went on a date that Wednesday, and it was just, we were, stuck like glue from that point forward. So I would say my number one point of advice is have patience. I promise your person is out there. You don't need to be just like looking and, desperate to find that person. You just need to, I know it's cliche, but work on yourself, love yourself, be busy with yourself, and that person will come along. My other advice when it comes to this is not to settle because you're lonely or because you've lost hope and one person gives you attention. I mean, we all have watched our friends be in relationships that we just hate and we don't want them in those, and it's really sad, but I watch people settle all the time. And even I have put up with things that now I would never put up with. So what I did is I made a list of non-negotiables in a partner, nothing crazy, but just some simple non-negotiables, and I stuck with them. It's hard to do, you see a cute boy but oh, he might like do one thing that you don't like, but you're like, oh, I can get past it, like he's just a little passive aggressive or whatever. No, just stick to your list. It's funny because I didn't even know this, but my mom did the exact same thing. She told me later when I told her about my list, make a list and don't settle. Alrighty, now let's get into the more random questions. Advice for getting back into a gym routine. I love this question because I feel like I am in the midst of trying to get back into a gym routine. I fell off really hard when Willow got surgery. He was out of the gym. I wasn't very motivated to go to the gym with the move and everything. So what I have done recently is actually I signed up for ClassPass. If you watch my vlogs, you've probably seen that. And it has really helped me just find the enjoyment in working out again, because I was able to go to these workout classes I'd never tried before and have a leader teaching me what to do and being motivated by other people working out around me. So I highly suggest, if you haven't, you can sign up for like a free trial and you get like 30 credits or something for 2 weeks free trial. I highly suggest trying that out to help you get that momentum back. You know, go to 2 classes a week. You don't have to do anything crazy. Start to build up that momentum, and then you can get into a more and more serious, strict routine. I'll leave my ClassPass link down below, not sponsored by any means, but I think if you use my link, you get like 40 credits instead of 30 or something like that. And then I also get credits, to be transparent. But I highly suggest it. I did berries, like a cycling class, Pilates, and it's been really fun. And I already feel back in the groove. So I think changing it up, doing something different, and doing group classes because it's motivating. You ever engage personally with your subscribers? Are you up for lunch date with a subscriber? Yes, definitely. I definitely do. I answer my DMs all the time. I try to answer all of them, honestly. I have stopped answering a lot of the ones about school just because I try to answer them all, but I feel like I answered all those questions in videos I've made in the past. But besides that, I definitely engage. I love to DM, I love to message, so please message me anytime. Yes, definitely up for lunch or something with a subscriber. I mean, I'm new to Tampa, I would love to make some friends. So I actually did have one girl message me, and I think we're gonna get lunch. I just haven't, I've been busy, so we haven't planned anything, but I'm definitely down. What do you miss about working at Hellenic? If you don't know, I was a waitress at Hellenic Greek Kitchen in Charlotte for a while, waitress, bartender. Go check them out. It's a great family-owned restaurant. I miss the managers, they were great. Career advice, my #1 career advice will be and always has been networking. I know it sucks, but I think it's so important. I've never gotten a job from just blind applying to a job. I've always only gotten a job because of a referral or having an internal connection. And it doesn't have to be just business networking. It can be friendship networking. My current job, I literally got because the girl lived in my building. We started chit-chatting. She found out I was a data analyst, and she was like, oh, we're hiring. You should put my name on your application as a referral. And that's literally how I got my job. So, you know, just chatting with people, networking, it's super important. I love you. I love you. I love you guys. How is your job? Do you still want to work in healthcare, or are you open to other opportunities? I love my job. Great flexibility. I'm learning so much in SQL, which is the language I wanted to get good at, coding language. My manager is fantastic. I love my team. I'm so happy with the switch. It is night and day from my last job, just the management. So yeah, I'm super happy. Do I want to stay in healthcare, or am I open to other opportunities? I'm not open. I am open to anything. If the most perfect, cool job fell in my lap, I'm definitely open to it if it wasn't in healthcare. But I will say I find that my expertise is in healthcare. I understand the US healthcare system, so I see myself staying in that for the long term just because that's where my expertise lies. But no, I would never just close off any doors to other industries. I'm definitely open, but not anytime soon, honestly. I love my job. I see myself here for quite a few years. So at least, knock on wood, that's the plan. That's the plan for now. How do you overcome regrets, and do you have any? Oh, that's deep. Do I have any regrets? I don't know. I feel like a lot of people say, oh, no regrets. I don't think I have regrets. I think I have lessons learned, things that I wouldn't necessarily repeat. For example, my previous relationship from this one, I in hindsight, I don't think I should have stayed in that relationship for as long as I did. There were so many red flags, so many reasons we should not have been together. Great example of settling, which I'm telling you guys not to do. I would have left that relationship sooner. But how do you overcome regrets? You just live and you learn, really. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is look at it as now you are wiser and you are better off and you learned a lesson. We all have to learn hard lessons in life. So, like, for example, I don't think I got the right undergraduate degree, but I didn't know any better back then. I thought I wanted to go into PA school, so I was doing that direction. Now, if I could go back, I would do like computer science or something, but there's nothing I can do about it. So overcoming regret is easy for me because I just look at it as a lesson learned. We are wiser now and everything has worked out. I mean, I could not be happier with where I am in my apartment, with my fiance, with a great job. I'm so happy. And who knows, like one little thing could have led me to not being at that bar in Charlotte that night to meet him, or not doing my master's in Charlotte, North Carolina to meet all the wonderful people in my life. So every decision you've made has put you where you are right now, and I think that's really important to remember, and it just makes me thankful for my path. Even though I think I could have done some things differently, I'm still thankful that it led me to where I am today. Thank you guys so much for all the questions. I seriously love you all so very much. I appreciate it. I had so much fear when I posted that I wouldn't get a single question, so I definitely appreciate the questions. If you are new here and you sat through this whole video, make sure you subscribe to be part of the family, and I will see you all so very soon in my next video. Bye guys.